Hello, everybody. We are on session 60 of Tombs and Tendrils. It's kind of exciting. Really exciting, actually. It's been a little bit of a ride.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little bit. Got the one-armed dude. We've got new guy, new guy, new guy.
Hey, Joss.
The only other
Yay!
Not
Been
even
here
Choo-Choo made it.
forever.
And Joss has another 4 sessions.
With
Probably.
you clowns.
So, can we get a recap on last session? Does anybody remember?
There was a lot of just planning. That's all I recall. Like trying to figure out what we were going to be doing next.
Because we had like the sensors that we were trying to figure out how to mass produce.
Yeah.
And we were trying to like get off planet to get more reinforcements or something, and also for another purpose. But I can't remember.
To unite the houses.
Yeah, we were supposed to purify the houses. Oh yeah.
I haven't
Purify.
taken notes since October.
Purify's never good in Warhammer. No.
Yeah, purify means death.
Yeah.
And
To be fair, I think that's what you're supposed to be doing.
So
You have notes?
I'll give you a little bit of a recap. So we introduced Terrigen, Tanner's new character.
Yep.
And I think Malin.
He took us back.
Oh,
to
you
his
know
cool
what?
Tank.
You guys had
That's so cool.
This cool tank.
we started out
Oh.
right after you guys
Okay.
had killed the Astropath and the Magos. And then Malin took you into the Underhive, and then you all met Violet and Rat, Terrigen, and then Terrigen told you a little bit about the beginning of the uprising that took place while you were in transit through the Teleportatum, but had been delayed because you came back 6 months into the future. So
They didn't seem very pleased to hear about that. That we missed all of it.
yeah, do you want me to review what the first 7 days of the uprising looked like?
Sure.
Just to kind of get it back in your brains.
It's very colorful and
So day 1, 36 of 56 major forges were hit, all void elevators, all cities with portal access, and all major spaceports were bombed. On day 2, locations with strong defense lines or orbital batteries were targeted, along with any knights not in a lance or corrupted. Day 3, billions were reported ill and water sources were deemed contaminated. Quarantine zones were established, and Skitarii Knight Titans alike were beginning to put up a defense. Day 4, they had contaminated the food as well. Emergency supplies and machinery were found sabotaged. Day 5, mass evacuation attempts from levels 2500 and further down were deemed too dangerous, which is interesting because I was actually reviewing the map that I had initially done for Anvil, and levels 2500 and below were like either abandoned or quarantined anyway. So I think that I'm going to adjust that number to 1800 and below, just to bring that higher up. Yeah, so too dangerous to evacuate were levels 1800 and below. And then day 6, the piles of the dead / debris had to be emergency cleared out of the streets to allow access for the war effort. And the Terex pattern soul drills were put into full deployment in helping clear those. Day 7, deadly rad zones covering areas equal to the size of 1800 minor forges and hives began needing calculated and tracked as forges underwent meltdown after meltdown due to sabotage, and the death toll was estimated at 200 and plus billion out of the 370 trillion estimated population of Anvil at the time of the uprising. So, nasty little battles we got going on here.
That's a disgusting amount of people to have in one spot. They kind of had.
370
trillion.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Trillion or billion?
Are you sure it's
trillion.
not?
No, trillion.
Like, because Coruscant in Star Wars only has like 6 trillion.
Well,
But
this is
has a lot
Warhammer,
of
and everything's
layers.
bigger.
That's true.
Joy.
So that's
Like,
that's the other thing too, because Coruscant's like standard size planet.
Okay, is
And,
Anvil just like
Anvil's a mega planet, but then you also have to think like not only do you have the surface of the planet and the hives that extend like thousands, of meters up into the atmosphere, but you also have the portals which take levels deep into the planet. So really Anvil has like a surface density equal to like 10 planets, just because of the different levels and everything else.
It's like the size of Jupiter.
Something like that, I'm sure.
And then just
like huge.
It's like everybody's just like gigantic here because like of the gravity.
So I actually rolled that out. I used the Rogue Trader Stars of Iniquity supplement, which is awesome because it helps you roll out solar systems and worlds and go deep on it. And when I random rolled Anvil today, I rolled standard gravity. And so the reason why you're not seeing heavier gravity,
because it's so poured out.
Yeah, it's just fine. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not a dense world. It's a hollow planet.
Yeah.
And so that accounts for a lot.
People are 100% eating other people then at this point, right?
Oh, yes.
They do it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, corpse rations.
Corpse rations, right?
Like, people don't even think twice.
Yeah. So, very nasty environment. I'm going to turn it down just ease a bit. Yeah, we found a good playlist on Spotify. It's called Lovecraftian Atmos, which is a really good one. And we found out that if we put the speaker under the table, the speaker doesn't pick it up. So hopefully you don't pick it up, because then you're making a liar out of me. But yeah, so it should be fun. At least for us, because I've missed having background.
Me too.
I hate role-playing without music, and so session 60 without music, we've done a lot for you, Internet. Anyway. So, you all were in the middle, not you, you're not here yet.
Nope.
You all were in the middle of chatting with Malin in the back of his Inquisitor-styled Mastodon tank, which is a massive fortress of battle. But it has been converted in a lot of ways to kind of be a mobile living quarters.
Still Heresy.
It's like an RV.
Yeah.
Battle RV.
It's a Winnebago.
It's a battle RV the size of an apartment complex. This building. It's big.
I don't think it's that big.
It's a space. They're Space Marine tanks, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it's got like a capacity of like 30 Space Marines, which is a lot.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, Malin. We ended last session because you guys wanted me. We ended it like a little bit, not even necessarily early, but we did a lot of discussion off screen about what you wanted me to have ready for you, because I think right now you've realized what you've been doing hasn't necessarily been working, at least to the effect that you've wanted. Malin is really concerned about Anvil. But then on top of that, you also have your goals of dealing with Alvis. And so, I've fleshed out a lot of holes so that I could actually present concrete campaign information to you, so that we could plan with efficiency. And so I think you were wanting to really go about that and flesh it out with Malin. And so I think we had just got done talking about the uprising. We talked about Alvis.
Yeah.
Do we have that paper we filled out last time?
I've got some primary objective, secondary objective stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so there's all that. And then you talked with Malin a lot about Inquisitor Alvis and what to do with him. And that was when he mentioned how a case against the Inquisitor works. And I just want to review that a little bit, because I was looking through the the manual for the game Inquisitor, and it has a lot of different stuff in there, and there's different themes for different settings, and it seems like one of them is like the death of the Inquisitor draws the attention of the Inquisition. And so the Inquisition will fully investigate the death of an Inquisitor, and it seems like Inquisitors are also always killing Inquisitors. And so I think it takes an Inquisitor to kill an Inquisitor and have that be okay, because they'll like just destroy your whole planet if one of their Inquisitors dies. Or it will at least have another team sent to investigate. And so I'll just add that to the information that you and Malin have chatted about.
Interesting.
We're all dead at the end of this. You guys know that, right?
So, like, if we are, like, sanctioned by Malin to kill Alvis.
Or if Malin kills Alvis.
I think there would have to be judgment issued, and you could carry that out. But I think Malin might have more concerns about other things.
Malin doesn't care about Alvis at this point.
Yeah.
He does.
We chatted a bit, and it seems just somewhat important to him.
The thing is, the planet is on so many levels really messed up that that's why he's saying that everybody's going to have to take more under their wing. Like, him as a lone Inquisitor, like, can't be relied upon to do that. And also there are other Inquisitors currently on Anvil as well.
I forgot Malus was an Inquisitor. I thought he was
Malin.
Mechanic. Malin? I thought he was the Magos.
Oh, that's Magos Cassix.
Yeah. So I was like, wait. Yeah. Magos Cassix cannot kill, cannot pass judgment on an Inquisition.
I'm going to try to... Okay. I'm just putting a map of the galaxy.
Ooh.
And then the Nachman Gauntlet.
Yes.
Which it's on the other side of the gauntlet to Vigilus that Anvil is. So it would be like over there somewhere. And I'll get a dice to mark that. So that's about where Anvil is.
So we split the party.
And then I'll put another die.
5 different ways. Yeah. Because it's
about right there.
always worked out so well for us.
Just on the edge of Segmentum Obscurus. Okay. So Malin, as you all have been planning, he took a little bit of time to start accessing records and files and stuff, and hang on a second. Sorry about that. But he's realizing that they're going to need a little more intel in order to succeed successfully. And so he says, Acolytes, I have a bit of a request to make as well. How comfortable would you be if we went ahead and reached out to Magos Cassix? Do you know that name? Do you know that person?
Yeah. We do.
You don't.
That's the only one that
Oh,
does.
yeah.
That's you. Magos Cassix.
Oh, shoot. Ah.
What do you remember about Magos Cassix?
He was kind of a weirdo.
See the guy
I remember
with
him
the
being
ship?
like a little extravagant and like very, very intent on unearthing that ship. Like he was just kind of
Way up there.
He's obsessed with the old tech stuff.
He has a similarity in complexity to Belisarius Call. So he's done a ton of cybernetic upgrades. he no longer resembles a human. So his extravagance in the Mechanicum is probably what you're remembering.
He's like hedonism bot.
What?
Hedonism bot from Futurama.
I don't.
The one
remember.
who like is draped on a chaise lounge.
I don't remember.
Drinks a lot of wine.
Right.
Like Dionysus.
I don't remember.
Okay, well.
The big fat one.
Oh, the serious call, yeah.
Do we have an alternate crit?
From Futurama.
You know what? Yeah, go ahead and roll an alternate crit for us. We might need that.
41? Does that have to be above 15? Was that the rule?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not it either. 72.
Oh man, it's always in the 70s.
Perfect.
Or 60.
And honestly, that's great for me. Okay, so
We know only a little about him, honestly.
he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna send a message, and no, nothing like that.
Hold on till I think of it.
I remember now though. Yeah, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna try to get Magos Kasix on the line, and so he opens up a video feed over to the Ark, and Magos Kasix does respond, and he just talks and has a conversation with Malin briefly about how long it's been since they've been in touch, and how things with the Uprising have made the affairs of recovering the Ark Mechanicum extremely difficult, but that they are prevailing despite the setbacks. And Malin starts talking to him about needing some resources, and so he invites the group to counsel with him at the Ark Mechanicum. And Malin, he goes, well, I'm not sure that we could make the trip out to you right now. It's very dangerous in the wastes. I don't know if my tank would make the trip, and the Gene Stiller cult also have been sabotaging drones and other like AdMech flyers, and so even taking the gun cutter over there could be a risk at this point. And Magos Kasix says that he understands that dilemma, and that he's going to have one of where would he stand? Just one of his fellow tech priests who is a little more familiar with the information regarding like combat and security with the Ark Mechanicum available, who he thinks would be good in dealing with the Inquisition. And he's like, so I want to introduce you all to my associate and counterpart, Regis Kane.
I'm just gonna be like, just very stoic. Hello.
Oh,
in a gargly voice.
It's not like it's an NPC. Like, yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Perfect. And Malin says, okay, let's go ahead and make some plans. Let's go ahead and try to set a course for the future of Anvil.
We have a lot of ground to cover and not a lot of time. Were we planning on coordinating with the Magos about manufacturing these scanners and figuring out which factories would be most effective at doing this? And would he have good information for doing that?
I will roleplay the response through Magos Kasix upon that inquiry. And he says, well, we don't have any forges or any production lands that we can dedicate to that kind of cause. But I would be very interested in receiving that technology. And so if we can secure a forge, even a minor forge, I will send personnel to help get that process done.
Is there any forges that we feel like that we can take back right now? or that are in a good spot? Or
Magos Cassix has no idea, but Malin, he references the Ironheim Fortress as being a potential location, and not the Ironheim Fortress itself, because that's dedicated to the production of Titans, but one of its minor forges on the outskirts.
So
there's also do an intelligence test.
all right.
And I will give you a plus 20.
Okay. Oh, perfect. All right.
They're gonna go perfect. I didn't get it. You know, on the level where your refugees are at, which is 238. There are forges on that level that are considered minor forges.
Yeah.
But it would be potentially a perilous trek.
I think, I don't know, any forge that's closest to base is probably the one we want, because if we have a forge in the outskirts,
When you have a lot of techie
right.
people in the refugees. Are you, like, what do you mean closest to base?
So, like, if it's on the same level, like, we can get people there if it gets attacked or anything, but if we have, like, some forge that we secure that's in the middle of nowhere, like, we have to ship all that equipment back.
Makes it hard.
Yeah, so it's easier if it's closer.
Well, that's the thing, because, like, the Ironheim area is safe for now.
Right.
But also there's no guarantee that would be a protected space. But your people know level 238 really well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys and girls, level 238, men, women.
We need some good group scribes. Who wants to help scribe?
I have terrible handwriting.
Okay.
Could barely read my.
So level 238 has people that you.
That's where the
So that's
refugees
my
are.
refugee guerrilla army is.
And that would be our best bet of getting out there.
And there's a lot of people in there who worked in forges. So if we secured one, we'd already have like a workforce.
To go right away.
Yeah.
How long would trek take?
Oh yeah.
Suppliers.
Go ahead and do a. Do you have a navigation surface?
Having some people that can secure
I have logic.
I have navigation surface.
Yeah.
You don't know his area.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and do logic. I'll sub that in, but I'm not going to give you the bonus.
Okay. Yeah, I got 23.
Perfect.
Okay.
It is 3 full days of foot travel. And you know that the area where the refugees are at currently is very secure.
Perfect.
And
So it's 3 full days away from where the refugees are.
yes,
Alright. What about my
And we can't use gun cutter?
it's underground.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's level 238, and you can use flyers on the levels, but it wouldn't be effective because you're going to need thousands of people to help with these productions.
What happens if we took some sort of vehicle, like to cut down time, because the time's of the essence, right?
Yeah.
So it's only logical to not go on foot when we have vehicles that we're able
Yes.
to take.
We have a number of objectives that we need to achieve quickly.
You do know that area is war ravaged, but if enough transformation was provided to make one trip possible. How many people do you have for your refugees, by the way?
Oh, we talked about it last time. I think it was like...
Is it 8,000?
I think it was 80.
80,000?
Yes.
I think you're right, actually.
I said something, and you were like, the planet has like billions of people. And I was like, okay, 80.
You're talking about transporting all of his refugees to the...
Well, it would depend on what kind of production you would want.
Well, his refugees are already there.
I don't think we need 80.
They're on the floor, but they're not at the factory.
But even like that part of the journey is not what's going to take as long.
Right. Yeah. I was just confused about why he was talking about numbers when I was like, we just need to fit 5 people on the gun cutter. But he's talking about a different part.
Unless we're taking
Train.
Magus Cactus's people too.
The huge pain about that
He
is
said
why-
he would only give it to us after we've secured Forge.
But if what we want from him then is something to like guard our
Magos
people-
Cassix chimes in
Yeah.
and says, if we had a secure location that we know would be best suited for this cause, I would send a Skitari Maniple to assist,
All right.
which is
That's pretty solid.
like 1,000 Skitari.
Awesome.
Wow. Yeah. So we want to get a forge to start producing that.
Mm-hmm.
And that has like a
That
pretty
is-
clear plan that we can work on.
Yeah.
And
I
Thaddeus
hope
said that he
Thaddeus
could
will
help
know.
oversee that process too.
Nice. That's
So he can work on the details, but we
Mhm.
got like the main plan.
good. What are the other main objectives we had?
We have a lot. So in primary objectives, we had capture and or kill Alvis.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm
Let's
sure we're still there.
let's put that one on the back burner.
Yeah, for now.
The biggest one that I had after that was contacting the firebrands as a mean to contact other off-planet.
Yeah.
Well, you wanted to
See if they're
verify your
astral
message.
path.
with
Yeah.
your-
Got out.
Yeah.
And as a means to do that, we would have to get off-planet to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
The gun cutter is available to do the ship travel, by the way. And are you saying this in character or out of character?
In character.
Okay.
We're working through it.
Continue then.
As of right now, I don't think we have anything to worry about as far as a small transplanetary ship goes. Like, there's nothing in space that's really a threat from these.
I
cultists
thought.
yet, is
There's
there?
like an Imperial block.
Yeah, there's a
naval
blockade.
right?
Wow.
But
That's
I think they'd let
matter.
us through.
maybe.
Maybe.
Well, that's the difficult part, right? Because we've learned over and over again that flashing the fact that we're part of the Inquisition gets us in trouble.
It should.
But
So
Malin also says that.
the only reason it's gotten you in trouble too
Mhm.
is,
Well,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to give you some information before you continue your thought.
Okay.
The only reason it's really gotten you in trouble is because Gene Stiller cultists have been in on
Everywhere.
that.
Right.
But typically, even mentioning that you're part of the Inquisition is enough to strike enough fear in people to get a response.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least
Except that
respect.
Even before we were really like knee deep in the Gene Stealer stuff, like it was always causing us problems.
I think they were already knee deep in everything. Is the
Mhm.
problem.
Yeah.
Because if I recall, that's the reason we got our bounties on our heads really early
Mhm.
on.
Yeah.
Because we started poking around that one fake arbitrator,
Hmm.
or not arbitrator, but fake PDF area.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was actually a really fun plotline. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I wanted you guys to be in the Lawless Zone a lot more.
I'll
get you back there.
So do we want to do firebrands first, or just take care of making this factory and then
Let's.
go to space?
I feel like for the factory thing, I don't think we need to be there.
If we can.
I don't know if we have a lot of help to offer.
Well, I mean, like we're gonna be sending thousands of
Yeah.
troops, and they're just
As
sending a
long as-
maniple.
Yeah, as long as it can be coordinated well
And
enough without us.
what's his face?
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus can stay there to take watch over it while we.
So
head
we're
off.
sending Thaddeus to handle
Wait,
this
who's our
particular
pilot?
issue.
We'll find another pilot. Liara is.
Does Liara? No,
I thought Liara got melted.
No, she's still alive. She just won't
She's not
get off
doing
board
well.
because she doesn't have any fate points.
Liara's not really a pilot,
Yeah.
but I think Jasper is.
Yeah, piloting?
I do,
Mm.
Oh wait.
but I don't have a. Oh, I do have space clear.
Oh, never mind. You got it.
Nice. Thanks, Jasper.
Thaddeus volunteers and says, I can also leave you with a servo skull that can give you assistance. And I will put a slight subconscious in it with a bit of my reactive timing and cues.
Is he gonna talk like you?
No.
Oh, good.
Unless you want it to, I can make it.
I want it to talk like you, but sexy.
Well,
Well, that's just
Do
my
it right.
fucking
He like
right?
reaches up under his robes and pulls out a turbo skull. It's already done.
Squad.
Launch.
all right. So we're leaving him behind to handle the manufacturing business.
Yeah. I think we'll have a strong enough military force to like take it and then also defend it.
Will your people be fine without you leading them
They'll
on
be
this
fine.
church?
I'm like, I don't know. I'm like the head of them, but there's like other like captains
They, like,
and
deal with
lieutenants
them
and
around.
yeah. So I'll just leave them. But they know I got places to go sometimes. Places to go. People. to
Kasich
see.
says, I have already sent orders to the Skitarii to assemble. I can have Regis. Is that your name? Yeah, Regis. I'll have Regis escort them.
Can I do like a tactical imperialis test just to see like how many guys I think this would take and like what kind of equipment they would need?
Yes, but be like we'll say that you're being vocal about that,
Right.
and Magos Kasich can chime in on his opinions as far as running a forge,
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
and he got it. It's super easy actually. There's a gnat in here that's pissing me off.
There's a what?
The gnat. That was cute.
That was cute.
It was like a little rabbit having a heart attack.
Oh gosh. Very
Heart attack
cute.
thing's not for.
Oh no!
It's messed up.
Take care of your hearts, guys.
And I'll take care of you.
So is that our next step? It's just getting off planet.
Yeah. Wait, I passed that test.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, he passed it too. So, you're gonna need. Well, question. Doesn't have to be a question. Kasich says, okay, so how many scanners do you want to develop, and in what amount of time?
Oh man.
Those are the questions you need.
We probably want as many of those as we can get our hands on. I like honestly, just so we can probably like one per squad. You know, I'm thinking like one for every unit of people.
How many?
How big are
people,
units?
Yeah.
I was thinking like 5. You
Oof.
know.
How big is a unit?
Well, it just depends because you also have families.
Right. So, but
And
man,
I'd love to get some of these capable of being attached to gun cutters as well, if that was possible.
or like even in scopes of guns.
Yes, just in any which way or form. Because
Oh,
these guys like to hide underground and do
Right.
these nasty
so
things.
we want a bunch of them.
Oh, and you wanted them for servo skulls too.
Right, and then we wanted them on turrets.
Yes.
Yeah, we want a lot.
And we need to
As many as we can
produce-
get.
Should we say limitless production currently?
Right,
Yeah,
just as
yeah.
many as
And
fast.
just start kicking them
Yeah,
out?
and just those 3 things. Just focus on like ones that people can wear, or scanners or
Yeah,
whatever.
and you
I
want like
think,
a big one at the entrance to any location.
And you already have
We already have
the
some.
you have some, and we can, and you have the file.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a minor forge with a 30,000 staffing capacity can produce 10,000 a day.
That's solid.
I would.
But you're gonna need resources.
Yeah. Well, and I would also suggest, just because we can do how many a day?
10,000.
That does not mean we put out 10,000 the first day.
Right.
The moment that these cultists start realizing this is happening, they're going to be on the hunt for this forge in particular.
Well,
immediately.
So here's what I would recommend. This is coming from Kasich. We can figure out a 30,000 staff for the forge, and then shoot, maybe even 30,000+ just going through. Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of debris piles are piling up through the uprising. I'm gonna say this is coming from Malin. Yeah. He's gonna say, yeah, there's a lot of debris piles piling up through the uprising. If we could get scavenging operations going and get people to find, So here's a thing about this. If you can find vehicles and equipment that is intact or that can be repaired, that needs to be done. But the same operation can collect everything that's been destroyed, and we can get scrap metal and start feeding that through the forges too.
Right. Do we know of any, like, maybe armories that the friggin' cult isn't aware of? Like, does Malin or the other guy have any armories that they kind of, like, personal, you know?
Malin doesn't know of anything, but Cassix does a little Mechanicum rusty chuckle. A little rusty chuckle, I like that.
He's dying!
His eyes like blink. He says, well, I don't know what you're looking for an armory for, but I've been slowly stockpiling everything for the Arc Mechanicum. So the reason, I'm going to say it did come from Cassix and not Melon, that previous comment. The reason why I mentioned that you should do these scavenging endeavors is because I've been doing the same thing.
Okay.
Because this, and actually, can one of you do a security test on your end? I want to make sure we're not being monitored.
I can do that.
Cool. Do you have security,
Nope.
Mr. Regis?
I do.
No.
Oh, and it's based off agility. Hold on.
I
Wait, security's based off of agility?
Yeah. Weird. Super weird. And
Well-
super fast.
Okay. Can you do a tech use test too? And I will give you a plus 40.
Super fast.
Okay, cool. Your line is not being tapped, and he thinks. Oh, you don't have it.
I don't have
He rolled for it. He got it, and so yeah, no, not being tapped on that end either. And he says, based on the state of the planet and the rumors that I've been hearing, I don't think Anvil's gonna make it. And so
No.
part of the reason, which is it's actually like none of the reason, but officially part of the reason I've been investing in the Arc Mechanicum is a life preserve.
That makes sense.
And so if it all goes down terribly, at least we'll have that.
So, are you currently, like, manufacturing, like, weapons and ammo on that?
Yes, but in very small percentages. Mostly we are just repairing and reforging the Arc. It was 73% intact upon discovery, and currently we've been able to put a 12% dent in that.
Ooh.
And so
85.
I predict that if we have to, we could finish it in a year, but preferably I would like 5 years, even with the Civil War.
Have you been finding, like, weapons on this thing? Like, not like...
There's a lot of areas that are sealed. There's a lot of passageways that are unexplored. But it's not really a huge concern. We need to just make sure that the frame and hull is completed. There's been a lot of effort that's been put into the engines, and so those things are intact. And really, as long as we have the life support and the hull and the engines, we can do the rest later.
That's true. Okay, I just thought of something else. Super random. So the Imperial Navy is above us, right?
Logistically, there is nothing random. Continue. Yes.
Do we have any way to contact them?
We're gonna have to if we're gonna leave the planet.
Well, not just that, but I mean, that's like the freaking fire support, like eye in the sky stuff, you know?
I was planning on doing something along those lines.
Well,
Say-
if you can use the
yeah,
scanners,
Mhm.
if you can use the scanners to correctly target dense populations and determine where the densest amount of gene stealers are,
Ooh.
they can target the surface.
Boom.
Rail guns.
Unfortunately, there are a number of
Macro
levels
las
beneath
cannons.
the surface, but
That's okay.
but having the surface as an area that we can just
And like the whole
clear
surface.
pretty
Yeah.
effectively was good.
I mean, oh my gosh, yeah, the planet is deep. I'm like, my people are on like level 248.
And that's a pretty shallow level, all things considered.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you say
I don't know, there's guns that can
1800
crack
and
planet's
down?
crust.
Those are the bad ones?
Well, I mean,
On all
Yeah.
of those ships.
Yeah.
I think level 1325
Yeah, we're just
is the
asking
lawless
them to
zone.
just not anything crazy. But just pee on it a little bit.
Spook them.
Spook them.
Okay. Those are our primary objectives that I wrote down. Because if we're not going to worry about capturing or killing Alvis in general.
Well,
Yeah,
I
don't
need to
think
know.
is-
I need to know, and this is coming from Cassix. I need to know from you what you're willing to dedicate as far as your refugee personnel to each task.
Oh boy.
You're
So-
willing to dedicate all of it.
I have 80,000 refugees.
And there.
Because we need three. We need three
Think
tasks.
like
Continue. We need
Imperial.
personnel for the forge.
I'm not
We need our
Imperial.
scavengers, and then you're gonna need security.
Yeah.
You need fighters.
Think
You
Warhammer.
have fighters.
Yeah. It's a lot of fighters. There's a lot of families too. But we have 1,000 Skitari, right?
Yes.
Babies can load guns. I'm just saying.
Oh, jeepers.
No. You have them fire the mortars.
That was me in character.
I know.
Babies can borrow.
Well, and also
I have an idea.
you're not like a super seasoned tech priest, so your brain is a little more intact, and your respirator might not be as advanced. So
Oh, I was just about to go try to find like a binary like screech.
So you need 30,000 people to make the forge fully function?
well, if you want 10K scanners a day,
Okay. I'm willing to do 60. Alright? That's like kind of more than I'm comfortable with. But we want the
to operate the forge.
No,
Or-
Well,
30
for
for the
all-
forge, 60 for everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll totally operate the forge. We'll do 30 for the forge. And then we can have like 20 doing security and then 10 scavenging. And then we'll just mix up that 20 on security. 10 will like be with the forge and the other 10 can be with the scavenging forces just to protect them if, you know, you get attacked.
Oh, so 10 is a swing. Or wait, well, you have 20,000 left over.
Yeah, there's 20,000.
Well, I know you've got a lot of.
Do you doubt their loyalty to the Imperium?
No, just we got to keep that other area secure still because it's like the one safe spot down there.
Let's do their duty.
They're doing their duty.
To God and to their country.
Who
to
cares about
obey
their country?
I
the
don't care about that.
heretic law. What is happening?
Remember, you're allowed to. I know you're a good person in real life, but you're allowed to throw away lives.
But my
It's Warhammer.
His
character
character
doesn't,
is built around not throwing away lives.
Oh, is it?
That's why he has all these refugees.
or else I would have just put him in a cannon and
Yeah.
pooped in it.
I'm a cold MFer.
I know. I was
Yeah.
like, jeez.
Crisis is so warm. He spreads it to everyone else.
Mm.
You
Yes.
both. Mm.
Mm.
Okay.
We had some other topics worth bringing up beforehand.
Just the nobility.
That one, for sure.
The what?
Nobility.
Purging the noble houses. Did anyone want to explain why that was
I have no
You
idea.
go to purging noble houses.
I think it was a way to something about them being somewhat infiltrated and using them to manifest form of unity and such. They have resources that are useful, but first we have to murder unuseful.
We were gonna go to that house that was under house arrest. What was it called?
Yes.
I thought we were. Is that the one that had tech priesty types? I remember one of you talking about wanting to go to them because they were more logical or something.
Oh, there was a house that was like tech priest nobility.
I don't remember that.
I can't remember which one it was because we did talk about that. Oh no, I think we talked about going to the Magos first and just being like, hey, can we borrow like half a mana pool so we can go
Oh, is that it?
purify this house?
That
Mm.
makes sense.
Well,
Uh,
Because the tech priests don't care for the nobles necessarily.
Well, it depends. So, what can I give you? Yeah, Magos Cassix would know. He says, well, so before the Civil War, all of the noble houses were Mechanicus houses.
Mm-hmm.
After the Civil War, when the Anvil Forges made their official declaration of siding with the Imperium, Imperial nobility also joined the ranks to kind of essentially make sure that a civil war on that scale couldn't happen again.
I see.
I just thought of something.
Well,
If it's bad for us, we've already started the session. You can't put it in.
No. Magos Cassix says this.
yeah.
Again,
But I think my timing is poor, so he's going to actually hold on to that statement.
Well, either way,
honestly, I think that would be good if we started with the tech ones.
is this a super big priority at the moment as a whole, though? Because that seems like a restructuring order.
Well,
So I seem to have
Malin
forgotten what the
chimes in
reason
and
was.
he's like, remember, if you get the assistance that you need, you can delegate tasks too.
Well, because
This
I
is
was
true.
just thinking, before we went down into the depths, the Adeptus Sororitas defects were the ones defected from. Anyways.
Oh, they were exiled.
Yeah.
Whatever. They were the ones
The rejects
who were in charge of working out the politics of the whole thing, and the fact that we took them away from that might be the reason that it's in the state that it's in, aside from all of the garbage going on.
Do we?
Liara is here with you guys too.
And I was gonna say, how badly do we still need them down in the depths? Like, if they're still alive, and we are pretty sure they are. Does it make sense to keep them there if that's not really where we're going at the moment? We're not worrying about the Necrons right now.
Yeah, I think those guys are just down there just as like just in case. But I like that idea of like pulling the sororitas
and having them just lead the charge against the noble houses.
Yeah, just giving them
giving them free reign to
a bunch of
sort
men.
them out.
Oh, I remember what Thaddeus was gonna do. He was gonna establish connection with the depths.
Has he been working on that somewhere?
No.
Is there a possibility that
he might be able to take on both tasks?
I was gonna say while he's in the forges, because his main goal initially is just to create the specs and make it so it can be mass produced and bigger or smaller or whatever. Like he's coming up with the I don't know, whatever. But yeah, if he could simultaneously work on communications as well, that would probably. I don't know how doable that is.
Thaddeus chimes in. He's like, well, Lodge's Prophesiah.
Maybe we should even have Liara stick with him just so there's two trusted members together.
Right.
And they can work
he says, well, looking ahead at the logistics of that possible future is unreliable, especially when I am not at the forge and I'm not seeing the production. But depending on the proximity of the forge to a world portal, that would make the task significantly easier. But also, well, you'd have to use nodes, like little relay nodes, and access points, and I could probably get assistance from some servitors, but the thing is I would need data smiths and engine seers to help with that task.
So if some of Cassix's people are coming, would it be? Would their assistance be able to go kind of towards that?
Cassix chimes in, and he says, if you are trying to get communication down to the depths, that means that you'll have to take a trip down there, right?
No. No.
I won't go back.
You've never been down there.
What
I
about?
don't wanna.
Because I have the eye.
What? Oh,
What is it called? The
Dang it,
Where's
was
that
loud.
black market, bro.
It's on
Reese.
the list.
Oh yeah.
because I have the all-seeing
Secondary.
eye, which gives me access to all the data centers.
No, to the network, to the
To
internet.
the internet.
Yeah.
Can't I just get a message through that way?
No.
No.
The depths don't. So anything
don't
below
have
level
service.
2500 doesn't have.
Technology.
No, it has technology, but it's either been
It's
quarantined, shut off.
It's like
There's
cyber
no
rating.
communication. So the depths is like. Did you ever play like Dark Souls 1? No.
I failed as a geek. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can leave. You too.
Ew, is it that place?
I
The
based
very
it off of
bottom?
that,
Ew, that's even worse.
isn't it?
Oh my god.
I never played Dark Souls. I'm sorry.
It's
everyone.
a
Gross.
angry game.
I haven't either.
I've heard stories
Wait,
from
is he
lots of
talking about
people.
White
Yeah,
Dad?
it's a
talking
lot.
About,
So anyway,
gotcha.
Magos Cassix, he says, well, I am willing to put more effort into helping you all if you do something for me.
Okay.
I
Add it to the
Plus a
list,
give and
man.
take.
I know.
You 60,000 people.
Well, this is for your objective.
That's true. Keep going.
I know
Never mind.
that there are vaults down in the depths,
Yes.
supposedly
the vaults.
containing the hollow forges. I
What are hollow forges?
that's just what they're called. Just the hollow forges.
Oh, there's.
I want access to that, and I know that there
100
is.
or is it-
I know that there's a
It's
library.
just a zero, but if you roll
Library?
I want you to get me access to the library, and I want to be able to start sending convoys to retrieve stuff, because I know that there is a lot of potential. Well, it's supposed to be like I've never seen it, but I've read little scripts of scroll that have hinted at endless wealth and resources, but also the assistance of the Omnissiah, and it's a force that could shatter the stars.
Did we find out of game? Did we find that while we were down there?
You would have known.
Well, unless the Lumen Witches or somebody had been like, yoink.
The Lumen Witches are guarding the entrance.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
We were in the little tunnel.
So you are
Wait.
offering assistance to communicate with depths, so long as we go to depths, the location where we are planning on communicating?
Well, within the depths, I need the hollow forges found.
How do you need that before we start doing other things, or is this like an IOU sort of situation?
This is definitely he's gonna start doing it once we go down there, kind of thing.
Dang it.
I know realistically, because we're talking about this, you have a lot of goals. I would submit this as one of your top 5 as that level.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be us personally that goes and finds the stuff. But if we have someone on it,
We would
trusted
need
individual
an
on it.
appropriate delegation.
It sounds like he's wanting us to delegate. Well, this is out of game, right? Okay. It sounds like he's wanting us to delegate, like the taking over the hive of something
And the space thing.
and the space thing to various other companies, because he wants us as an Acolyte group to go down to the forges down there and find them and activate them. which makes me a little nervous because we're the witches. Wait, are the witches not with the Death Corps? That's what there's a whole. I wasn't here.
Nope,
for
it's
that.
Witches
no,
are
it's
my friends.
Oh,
It was literally when your character came in.
We already know where the
Your
entrance is
first
anyway, right?
character.
Nope.
Oh no,
We
we
just-
just knew the way
died.
we got into the
So, you
but
missed
we
a
never
lot
got
of
deep into it.
because our guide got her face bitten
Yep.
off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
but we do know where the witches are.
I have a contact that might be able to help you find the Hollow Forges as well.
Okay.
A colleague of mine, we haven't spoken in a long time, but her name is Dominus Mirari.
No.
Oh well, we should get in contact with this person.
Oh, she and I are
I don't know if
pretty
she's
decently acquainted.
I don't know if she's alive, but
Heard she is. Didn't we hear that recently? Someone told us Dominus
We
Mirari
talked
was
about
alive.
it.
The nobles.
last session.
Well, and Malin.
do an intelligence test
Told us
minus
to
30. Actually,
Minus
minus
30.
20.
Because I have
Didn't
Marari
yeah.
and the vault.
Yeah,
written
Malin
Minus
told
20?
us to talk
Yeah.
to
I
her.
get it.
You got it?
here. So,
Oh, you recognize that person. She's in your refugee camp.
Oh,
Mirari is?
Dominus Mirari. She's one of the most helpful people in the refugee camp.
Don't say that. You don't know she was helpful.
Oh well, this
Oh
is
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, she's been helpful.
It's his refugee camp. He can say whatever he wants about it.
Yeah, and she makes sugar
You're
cookies.
new, man.
I
Yeah,
heard
And all the kids eat them.
I'm not afraid of you.
wow.
You think I'm afraid of you?
She's going to reach her mind right through that television.
Oh no.
Bring it. Bring it.
Break all the rest of your technology.
Whenever I think of like the machine, like the what's it called, it's the way like they talk to each other, the secret tongue,
binary?
the secret tongue and binary. I always think of like the Matrix,
Oh yeah.
like when what's it called,
Yep.
like it's like a dial
It's a
tone.
stupid
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when they like are transforming the
Yeah.
people into the agents. Dude, I just watched all 3 of those movies.
Dude, I did too.
Ah, that's such a good.
They're making a 4th one.
Do you have the
It's like
map
about the
of
same.
Do you have the map of the
Same
depths that I
week,
drew
same
for
days.
Titus?
I don't know. I thought I gave it back before.
I want that.
Keanu Reeves killing stuff. This is the year, guys.
This
This is
is
the year.
the
Comes out
Yep.
of
Bill and
the
Ted's.
Dude, Keanu Reeves just deserves all the happiness in the world.
He like
Oh,
didn't do
yeah.
anything for a while, then all
Thank
of a
you.
sudden everywhere.
It has been so frustrating not having that.
You should just hold on to it because that was Titus's and Tyson did.
Yeah, yeah, Titus.
Rest in peace. Actually, just rest
Nazareth,
in peace.
until confirmed
Yes.
otherwise, Nazareth is now a dreadnought.
Dominus
So anyway,
Mirari.
sleep.
So that
Oh, can I add one other thing to the Dominus Mirari thing? I was just gonna recommend her as one of the people to watch over the forge that makes all the glasses.
Weren't we
Well,
going
she
to
would,
potentially
she would,
use
she
her
would,
to help
she would
us?
be needed for finding the Hollow Forges.
Yes.
Oh, right.
But her sister though.
She's
Her
not.
sister, Dominus Mirari.
they have different last names.
Mariri.
Maria
Some
card.
other Dominus.
Right.
She doesn't. Did she and Thaddeus ever have?
Have sexual relations, etc., etc.
I don't think they ever.
Thaddeus
came across
has
one.
never had
Well,
sexual
I-
relations with that woman.
No.
Okay, because he
Thaddeus.
was
Alvis
doing
on the other hand.
airstrikes, but she wasn't in the room at
Yeah,
that time.
he's
'cause-
never exchanged words with her. He's never
Okay.
fought her. He was aware of that whole situation.
Right,
But it was
but
kind
she
like
wouldn't see him and be like, "You."
no. Well, he also he doesn't really understand the significance of warp stuff. He's got no Forbidden Lore warp. He's got nothing psychers, and so really for him, being familiar with the way that they do their cloning for birthing, and they already use humans and servitors and machinery, it was just another day in the forge for him.
Okay.
You know,
Wow. All right.
Meow.
So we're gonna contact her to head down to the depths to
With
look
us.
for the Hall of Forges.
I mean, you say that she's so helpful. Do you think she would actually be helpful with
Sticking
this?
its head in
Yeah.
everybody's shoes.
oh yeah, that's what they do.
Would
Yeah, she can take care of herself.
Well, no, I mean, do you think that she would be willing to help us with a task like this?
Yeah, she's been asking to help out wherever she can in our little refugee camp.
I bet she has.
I like the way you said that.
All right.
Y'all don't know
she's
her, but I know
You are just jealous because there's other woman.
honestly,
Yeah. Is she
The-
though?
okay. The update to her character development that you would know, you don't know what she was like before this.
Yeah,
But in your camp, she's been very grateful for safety
yeah.
and security. Like
Uh-oh.
she had a terrible time of it. You do know about her dogs.
Does
And
she have any left?
she's got 3 left actually.
I know I blew one up.
But and you know that she like lost 2 before like she lost 2 and you guys ended up not you personally maybe or maybe I don't know.
Sure.
But you want to have found her personally?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so the information that you know is you were doing a scavenging run trying to find food, and you intercepted her at a warehouse where there was some fighting going on, and 2 of her dogs gave their lives to save her as she was ambushed by genes that are called acolyte hybrids, and she took a nasty hit to her side, and yeah, lost 2 dogs and 1 was very badly wounded.
Mm-hmm.
But she's been able to repair that dog, and she's just been really grateful to the refugee camp, and
Yeah.
hasn't tried to leave.
Yeah.
Well, she's gone on scouting parties and stuff for you.
Right, she's just been helpful.
Yeah,
But
she's just been very helpful, and she's helped. Like there was another incident you remember where some machine spirits were rampant on water purifiers, and she helped calm them down, and she's also been valuable at navigating the land and mapping out areas that have gone under.
Right. Perfect. Yeah. What's up?
Are we still talking about the Mirari and the vault stuff, or should we move on to the next thing down the list?
Let's move on. I think we got it.
I was just giving you that background.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
honestly. Oh,
Go for it. No, you.
Okay. So if we go down there and we bring her, I'm probably gonna bring not a lot of soldiers, but just like a squad of people, so we're not so poopy poo poo, all the time.
Well, and if Thaddeus can establish communications,
I'm tired.
if Thaddeus can establish communications as well, then you'll be able to send a signal up saying that you found it, and then reinforcements can start hitting those locations specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Liara chimes in at this point and says, "Well, if we're going to the depths, whenever that happens, that might be a good time to retrieve Cascade and relieve her.
Yes.
But you're going to need to have either a good commander to replace her or something for the Death Corps of Krieg."
Mm.
How many good commanders do I have in my little militia?
Only you.
Official ranks, nothing. But
Just some
you
solid
have
dudes.
you have some good tacticians. You have people who were either in the Imperial Guard in the past.
That was mine.
You have there are Skitari, and Dominus Mirari's a Dominus, so
Right.
she's a commander. So there's people on those levels. There's a ton of Mechanicus actually in your refugee camp just because the forges went down around and stuff, and so everybody's just happy to have a safe spot.
I just feel like the Death Corps of Krieg would. I'm for in the Imperial Army, because they're professional. I don't know if they would just take hey, this guy's your commander now, and they're like, this guy's a scrub.
Oh.
So we'd probably need a Dominus or something like that with an official rank.
Can I chime in right here?
Yeah.
So, if the Death Corps are told to do something, they do it.
All right. That works.
Yeah, they don't even know each other's names. It's all numbers.
Oh my god.
They literally don't know each other's names.
All they want to do is die for the Emperor. That's
Oh.
all they care about.
Man.
Why do you think my only war guy is I messed up. I don't deserve to live.
Time to die for
And
you,
most of them
Emperor.
are clowns.
Yeah, don't tell nobody. All right.
So we can.
Those guys are clones?
We can say that.
That sounds good. I think I'd probably pick 3 really solid tacticians just to send down there.
Okay. Perfect.
So we're gonna
So what happened when I
head
was
down the
gone?
depths.
What happened when I was gone?
Should we be meeting up with the sororists?
Because I went up for
on the way or on the way back?
We were just talking about Mirage.
Probably just on the way there, so they can get.
She's gonna run down
Thaddeus
with
Thaddeus
us
chimes in.
and
He's
put
like, "Well,
that
I have an
down.
idea. Why don't you
Okay.
let me
And
get
then
started
when
on
they
these
come out,
scanners
They're just, we're
and
gonna go
on
down
the
to that.
communication link because
Ah,
you
she's
forget,
down with us.
you don't know, but you know, and you know.
That's
I was
right.
down there for 6
Yeah,
months with
that's
Titus,
Yes.
so I know the depths. I have a lot of that area mapped out. Let me get communication back up because that was the hardest thing about being down there. Was I couldn't reach you guys. We couldn't get help.
Right.
And you'll be able to do this from the
One-hand,
where
like,
from
heavy
Forge
stuff.
that we're gonna secure.
Sorry,
I have
can
You'll be able to do
I
that.
can't hear very well. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good.
You'll be able to do that from the Forge that we secure. You think?
We'll secure the forge and
Then you'll come down with us. Is that what you're saying?
possibly.
Okay.
But I want to get communication before you go down there because like even
Uh-huh.
from a mechanicus standpoint, like information and communication is important, and you're gonna want to be able to receive aid. Plus, you don't want to find the hollow forges and not be able to have the personnel to get Castex the materials that he needs.
Right. Well, and how important, how necessary is it once you kind of get plans for the scanners? How necessary is it for you to like?
I will focus
Carry
more
it
of my
out.
attention on communications to the depths.
Perfect.
But I also don't want to put too much into that task because if the depths, well, and also here's why I want communication to the depths. I want my servo skulls flying that whole area constantly because if we have the threat of the Necrons, I want to know exactly when that happens.
Right. Question to Malin, because he's the one that had these scanners in the first place, and like we have the file. And
He had the
does-
scanners in the first place.
Oh.
Terrigen got them to Malin.
Okay. Well, how did you guys come up with that? And do you still have the people who created them in your refugee camp?
Intelligence test plus 20.
All right. Oh, crit 1, baby.
Dude, so those are literally just Auspex scanners that you've done calibrations to, and you took genetic material from fallen gene stiller cult from each cycle in their family tree process and tuned the Auspex scanners to ping according to that genetic material.
And you did that.
Good.
So-
Yeah, so we
World
took
building.
these glasses, right? The Auspex scanners.
I had it
We
all
just cracked it against the table a couple times.
Like,
Boom, gene stillers. 60% of the time it works 100% of the time. Know what I'm saying?
That's
60,
Yeah,
acceptable
so
for the Imperium.
that is the thing.
Way more than acceptable.
I will say the scanners have had issues finding neophytes, but they can find anything else. Like it's like 80% of the time for everything, 100% of the time for a pure strain, and then it's like
Can't our eyes tell if something's
60.
a pure strain?
Well, yeah.
Well, a pure strain is going to be the forearm.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if you don't know where it is,
That's true.
Yeah, but the neophytes, it's like a 60.
that's like their little acolyte people, right?
No, those are the ones that look just like you and me.
Okay. I couldn't.
Plus
remember the
Oftentimes
difference.
minus hair.
Those
people.
freaking
So
secretary bitch.
I know I'm so mad about that stuff. So mad.
wasn't here. My guy was dead.
Whose fault is that?
He took a little tumble off the cliff.
Hey,
Yeah.
Her foul.
No.
So
So you
Why are
were
you
the one
laughing?
who
Deck
came
of
up
that
with
too.
that
No, I'm talking
design.
sounds
You,
like
you,
Yeah.
you or like you have a couple of scientific
like-
buddies.
It was like your initial group of buddies
Mhm.
before the refugee camp started being a thing.
Are
We
your
figured it
buddies
out.
still alive?
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah.
they're alive, but we also just know how to make it. We have the
Well,
plans and stuff, so we
Right,
don't
but
necessarily
them
need
specifically helping Thaddeus would expedite the process a lot.
Do you have a notepad?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I
I'm
just.
just kidding.
I didn't know I was supposed to bring one. Ah!
I want
Maybe.
you to basically create an acolyte team.
All right.
That's assignment for you.
Nice.
Call them the D team because the first 3 teams are all dead.
So let me make sure I'm breaking down this in order. You want, or Thaddeus wants to establish contact and communication with the depths after we get the forge secured, before we get the forge
Yeah.
secured, like ASAP then. Before
Not
we
the
even
hollow
go
forgers.
So Thaddeus's main goal right now is as soon as we're done here,
he's gonna go straight to that.
he's probably, and actually it might even behoove everybody to go see the refugee camp while Regis gets his troops there,
Okay,
and then that's when Thaddeus will split,
cool.
and that's when he'll do his thing. And he is probably going to take Liara
Okay.
because
Oh, she
she'll
don't get to see her sissies.
she will.
Because we're gonna get the
'cause they're-
sisters to
okay.
come back up. So he's gonna establish that after we do our
That's
little
why she's going with him.
They might not make it.
maybe not. Then we're gonna go down and do the depth stuff with Mirari, maybe.
Yeah, Thaddeus will give you guys the ping essentially when his communications are set, and it'll help because
Oh.
he's going to be able to tie into the network with Regis, and they'll be able to communicate that way.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm important.
And then Mirari will help point us the rest of the way from the depths to the forge, Hall of Forges or whatever.
I just
Hopefully.
decided my guy's
She
gonna
knows
talk like Mr.
maybe.
A
T.
lot more than Cassix does.
And
Oh
then
my gosh.
that's basically that.
Yeah, I
mission dealt
care
with.
now.
Yeah. All right,
Forge stuff.
so we've just wrapped up
That whole sequence.
the bundle with the scanners and the depths.
Sweet.
Because the forge stuff, his people are going to handle when we go down and talk to them. They're going to go that way. Daddy's going to go that way. We're going to go that way.
I'm gonna be
Do
so
it.
sad when
Boom.
I die.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Oh no.
This- Not worry
This
about that.
whole forge down there in the depths better not be the Necron tomb. Otherwise, I'm
That's what
gonna
I'm
cry
worried
myself
about. They're
to
talking
sleep.
about the vaults and everything. And like,
is what?
we're gonna get there and we'll be like, oh, hollow vaults. We're gonna open it and be like,
Knock,
what are all these
knock.
silver robots?
Why are there metal bugs all over the place?
Why is everything green? Why is my soul turning to ash?
Jeez.
It's real.
All right. Well, and that also wraps up the Purge the Noble Houses stuff because we're going to go down to Sortist. We're going to delegate that to them. They're going to go shoot
Boom!
people.
As
Delegate.
long as I don't get
I'm
shot by
making
a
my
Deathwatch,
my
I'm
glasses
fine.
acolyte team right now.
Cool beat.
So most problems on here are directly or indirectly solved,
For the most part.
except
like,
for the ship sent out. We
yeah,
just need to
contact with the
coordinate that.
Firebrands. You need someone to take the head on that, or someone has to go do that.
Is there any other firebrands besides you two that are on planet?
Well, people who came with me were immediately shot in head, so
Oh.
Fine.
Interesting.
Intelligence
where
test.
they were shot.
Wait a minute.
That's real.
They were
Yeah.
shot right in the back of the
I
head.
don't remember that.
I don't remember.
Plus 20.
Because I wasn't here.
Oh.
No,
You
come
failed?
on, they
Huh?
point that.
You failed?
70,
I suppose I have fate points. Yeah.
73.
Okay, then I'm good.
Perfect. You do know how to get back in contact with the Firebrands. And they are
On the
still
planet?
in system. No, they're not.
Not
I think it was just your team that came planet side.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
19.
So we just need to
But
get
you know
a
that the
message.
Firebrands decided to stay in the nebula.
Oh,
So we just need to get them a message and figure out if their astropath heard our message.
You might want to reconnect because you know also with that intelligence test, the Firebrands are actually quite high in number. Like you have a whole
Yeah.
ship.
Well, we definitely knew we wanted
And
to
that's
use
just
their
this sec.
resources.
Well,
But you've got to figure out how to tie it into a religious cause.
Clean, man. You gotta clean the planet.
Purge the heretics, man.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like the Grey Knights. You need demons. You don't
planet
need.
needs burning.
Yeah,
Baptism by fire, baby.
which also brings up a good point because you wanted to get back in touch with your little cult down in the depths too.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be one of your goals when we go to the
Yeah.
depths.
So, do we send a team without Firebrands? Do we send team without me
No.
to go, hi, we need you? Or do we send me and I go, hi, we need you? And then I come back?
Well, you're
Joss also
Yeah.
is
as
Firebrand.
long as one of
But
you
I am
is.
more Firebrand.
Oh, more like.
And he is
Legit.
more recently
come out
involved with them. I haven't been around them in a
But he
little
also
while.
wants to go down to the depths and chat
I
with his
do
old
miss
friends.
Captain Aberdeen.
Wait, is there a way we can send a message just from the planet?
Or like in the gun cutter, or do we have to fly the gun cutter past the Imperial blockade and then send a message?
I would assume the Navy's capable of doing some fancy.
Oh, we can
garbage.
relay it through the Navy.
Well, the other
Except-
thing that you wanted to do is make sure the astropath
Got
message
the
went
message
along.
across.
And I think when we talked before, there was concern that the space stations and the
There
Imperial
was.
Navy might have gene stealer issues already.
Yeah.
And so the
Right.
Firebrand was like the nearest, like,
That's
no,
why
they're
we wanted to
good.
go straight to them. We don't
Mhm.
really want to deal with the Navy as much as we can.
We can have the Firebrands just board the Navy.
Plus, we
Oh,
were
bad.
kind of worried about
boy.
We'll just
our
carve out all
messages
those
getting
symbols.
intercepted.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that too.
Not having
the most direct route to the Firebrands would be best. Even though the Navy, like, we should probably try and talk to them maybe later. Anyways,
Oh, I don't have any ciphers that I can talk to Firebrand people with.
oh, that'd be cool.
Right? I could send a fancy little email. And
Because
code.
going to
Do you have Cypher's Firebrand?
No, but if I could get it, that would
Location
probably make
depth
sense.
is time consuming.
That might be a good thing to put
And
on
this
my
is
to-do
somewhat
list.
important.
Something. Cypher's Firebrand?
Yeah, you guys, you both could get Cypher's Firebrand.
That'd be sweet. We should do that.
What?
Do
what?
it.
you,
Cypher's-
you both can get Cypher's Firebrand.
Mm.
And also, while you're saying that, Melon's like, I could teach you guys the codes that I use for Cypher's Acolyte.
Alright.
Would you guys be interested in that?
Sure, I'm
It
interested.
would be
It
appropriate.
is available to purchase for 200 XP.
I don't have any XP.
I have the XP necessary between
But you
sessions.
can purchase it at any time. Well, it's actually good you don't have XP because you can wait until you meet up with everybody.
Fine. Can I talk to Thaddeus?
Sure.
I'm like, Thaddeus, you have your own network in the planet. Do you not?
Oh, are you talking about the drones?
Just his other dark web. His dark web. I thought
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't have heard rumors either.
Dang it! I was like, so we're gonna communicate with the eye in the sky, right? All-seeing eye. I don't know why I keep saying eye in the sky.
Yeah, we'll use the network.
Double check.
Check your email. Did you want that Acolyte team? Was that the team specifically in charge of that developed the classes? Is that what you wanted?
No, it was well, kind of, but it was your initial homies
Oh. I'll keep them as my homies.
because they might be useful to call upon. So here's what I'm thinking. I'll pause the session right now. We have the potential to have a couple one-off sessions where we all create little one-shot characters and go do something.
We like doing that.
One
I
shots
do.
are fun.
Yeah.
And it's like
Makes me
it would be
feel
similar to
excited.
guard sessions, but it would be a totally different feel and threat level.
Yeah.
They would be variant, and the skill levels would be different. But then, I don't know, it could be fun because at this point, we're going to start entering Ascension. And really, you're going to want to have contacts and stuff built up prior to doing that. And so, honestly, you don't even, now that I think about it, you don't really even have to create your team.
I just did it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna. Well, and actually, so here's something cool. I could, because I mentioned before, what guard missions would you think would be interesting to do?
Mhm.
And once we have this whole planning session fleshed out, I would also like your potential ideas. Like, hey, I think that this mission would be pertinent for a one-off, and then we could group vote it. And if there's enough interest, we can do little one-offs that way. Other than that,
I did
we'll
that.
start rolling out successes of different groups.
Okay.
Cool.
And just how did it go for this, and I'll try and map that out.
Cool.
I think for sure our only war characters should be involved in taking back the forge. Our only war characters.
Well,
are in the
they're not
basement.
connected
We
to
are.
the Acolyte team at all.
Oh, they're not.
So, and I did that on purpose because I
Oh.
wanted them, like because Anvil's so big, I wanted them on a different side of the planet to show a different feel of what was going on.
Except would they be in the depths at this point?
No.
Oh,
I mean, they're death.
They're
There's,
Iron
there's
Man.
a lot of Death Corps.
They're probably doing some
There's
fun
a
little trenchy, tanky warfare just down below.
Well, they just got
Killing
the
civilians.
20,000 refugees to Ironheim.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
the 2,000.
Could we make like?
It was something like that.
Could we make?
No, it was 20,000 out of 100,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was 2,000 out of 20,000.
No, that was the one we were. Oh wait. It was bad. Lots of people died.
We lost-
Regardless, we
We
kill a
lost
lot
like
of people.
91%.
Can you roll up Skitari?
Can you what?
Can you roll up like Skitari characters in Dark Heresy?
No, but yes. They'd just be Mechanicus characters.
Yeah, like could we, like for example, like because we have the maniple that's going to help us take back the forge for example. So if we did a one-off, we could all roll up some mechanical characters.
Oh, and those are fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I've done full Psyker campaigns. We could do Scum campaigns, like little one-offs, which I think would be really fun.
I think that's
yeah.
Cool. And honestly, for those, I wouldn't hand out character sheets. We just use a notebook.
Cool.
That way, it can serve some of my stuff.
Uh,
But okay, let's we'll put that idea in a box and zip it up, and we'll come back to the session.
Right now?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So next thing. Well, actually,
We only have like,
um,
a couple little things left.
yeah. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the firebrands.
Mm.
So that's going to be on your objective. You're going to leave the system and go talk to them.
And that's not something we could trust to just some random person. That's the bad part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How long will it take?
And out of game, my estimate on how long that'll take is like part of a session.
Okay.
Because we can go narrative and just fast forward. So it's not like we would be dedicating like half a year to the firebrand thing.
Well, and do we have to like
Like the
maneuver?
depths. The depths is literally half a year.
Do we have to maneuver around the blockade and stuff? Like, are we gonna have to do some recon about that?
Magos Cassix chimes in and says, "I can
Yay.
give you clearance
Sweet.
from the Mechanicus.
That would be appreciated.
I will send it with Regis King."
Okay.
yeah,
Hmm.
my name's Regis Kane.
Oh.
I'ma shoot you with plasma, maybe. Don't make me mad.
I like plasma, but sort of feels like inferior version of flame.
Oh. Wait a second.
Ooh. Burn.
How long like in-game time would it probably take? I don't know how
I'll
much
take
flying
one.
takes.
Oh, we would just roll
Really
to see
nice
how the
burn.
trip went.
Okay.
Well, and also, basically what would happen is you would get into space, you would leave the immediate premises of Anvil, and you'd reach out to the firebrands and have them meet you because your gun cutter has no void travel.
We would just be kind of floating out, waiting for them
Mm-hmm.
to. Uber
Yeah,
over.
they can go like planet to planet in a solar system pretty easily, but warp travel, no.
What about, could Liara potentially go as our envoy to the firebrands?
I don't
She
think-
has no connections to the firebrands.
Nope, and she's gonna be busy.
I thought she was like your friend. I don't.
She's
She's
Josh
a
has no friends.
sororitas. She's one of the sororitas.
Okay.
Oh, what
So
about
not
Reese?
firebrand.
yeah. That's next on the list. We have contact Reese, and we also didn't talk about. But I thought I was throwing out there contacting our old rogue trader buddy.
We did talk about that.
Gosh, I love road traders.
Who dat?
Like, the one whose ship we were
Oh.
on.
Captain Logan Abandon.
Yeah.
Time.
The bad.
Ah,
First session.
way back when.
Woo!
Not Abandon. You stop that.
I think making
Oh, sure.
contact.
He's not the world claimer.
The world coloring.
I
Oh, wait,
think-
that's Harkin. No, it's not.
Contacting
It is Harkin. Yeah.
both of them, just in general, would be helpful. But what do we want from them?
Well, I feel like
Money.
Reese would have resources, huh?
We can also use what's his face because he seems to have some influence with the nobility, at least the nobility that was
Logan.
on
Yeah, rogue traders are.
the.
Road traders are
so
freaking
then
sweet.
he could go with the
They use xenos
sororitas.
tech.
And yeah, I was
They do
going
what
to
they
say
want.
he might
This
have
is not sweet.
some technology. He might have some orc
Even
assassins
just being on a
or
road
some
trader ship,
Tau
you're just treated
guards
infinitely
that we
better.
could use
And
in a one-off.
And rogue trader ships are like relatively small, but still big.
I thought
Well,
his
it
was
depends. They can be-
giant. His had a train on it.
Yeah,
His
he
was
had a
the bigger
cruiser.
one.
It's
But like cruisers are
I
still large.
forgot about that. Oh, I almost died.
Oh, was that the train?
You guys don't do well with training.
No,
I had
not that
several
train.
bad trains.
So many
You-
trains.
It'll
What?
never not hurt.
Well, that was like session 7, and they did a really dumb. Like they jumped onto a moving train.
Yeah.
You know what the best part about that was? Is what's his face? Aaron
Was the
missed.
first
He had a
the
bad
first
time.
one to jump as well.
Yeah, he just ran and just leapt.
Yeah.
And then he was like,
He's
Wait.
like, "Oh, that didn't work."
And after he missed,
'Cause it
everybody
was
else
on,
jumped on.
like-
They were like, "Oh wow, he."
Well,
He was like falling. And
So
like,
this
Well,
is-
it was like on the other side, wasn't it? And
There's
they were
thing.
on.
that assassin. Who knows whatever happened
we,
to him?
we jumped on, and then what happened is we pulled him up, and then I tried to do a psychic power, and I activated, phenomena, whatever, and that caused a huge bomb to explode.
Okay,
Oh
then
yeah.
What's
Aaron
all-
went flying.
let's all promise right now, no more psychic powers on trains.
Hey, you're dead. You can't make that promise.
Plus, it was your
Does
psychic
anyone,
power.
Does anyone here have
So
psychic
much.
powers anyway, other than I guess Joss?
Maybe.
Joss would have to roll really, really poorly in order to activate
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
'Cause
Let's
you just,
not put that on me now.
I'm just saying.
I've been acting
Probably not
relatively
gonna
calm,
happen.
but
Alright.
my arm
Well,
really hurts.
So why would you contact Abandon
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
to
Like,
to assist with the nobility
Yes.
diplomacy?
And also for any possible resources that might benefit our
because he might
cause.
also have
Unique
artillery
resources.
bombardment
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of stuff, like
You-
a big old ship.
He might have like xeno weapons or
Also,
like
I'd
stuff
like to
that'll
just
work better.
warn him. I'm sure he's probably aware of what's going on the planet to some degree now. Maybe like we can get him some also the little eyeglass things to clean out his ship.
Yeah, we could
You
give
could
him
offer
a-
to help him do that, and then he'd probably.
give us something in exchange.
And if you get the favor of a rogue trader,
I would suggest that is something we do at some point soon.
Sensical.
After we
Oh,
secure the forge.
Right.
I don't think I'll know about
Has anyone been in contact with Reese at all?
Not recently. I can't stop.
not recently.
I think the last time I remember us talking about him was like
It was in the.
It was in the
depths.
dust.
Yeah.
So like
'Cause
6
he
months
was-
ago.
he was the king of the
king.
garbage people.
Yes.
Of the
If it
garbage
takes
people.
us 6 months to get down to the depths again, then he'll be down there. It's a yearly thing, right?
No!
Well, let's not take that long.
Let's just have one of those Imperial cruisers just blast a hole wherever's closest to us, and then we'll just jump down that hole to the depths.
Because the likelihood that he's still in the lawless zone is probably small.
He had lots of resources, but maybe he had a hidey hole. But I think he seems pretty. He seems pretty smart because he fought
Right.
the other. So I feel like he'd try and get off
Well, and
planet.
he's been keeping tabs on things longer than most people.
Yeah. So he knows. So he knows that those things are coming. The Zerg.
Wasn't
Would
he-
I know if he had
Oh,
any
to
contact with my
contact him.
firebrand friends? Like, would that be a relationship?
Mm-mm.
Never mind.
Reese.
Odd or even if Reese is dead.
No, that's not for you to decide.
Guess.
So,
Even.
yes.
So it's a 0, so it's both.
Oh!
Oh man,
Um,
you tricked us.
Is there any
Except we're not
reasonable
on
way
the
to get in contact with Reese?
I have no-
shoot.
Reasonable.
You know that as of 6 months ago, when he was leaving the depths, he was planning on going right back to the lawless zone.
Okay.
That's his home.
I just wasn't sure if he would have stayed there because
You,
I.
you don't know. That's a
Okay.
mission.
We should send someone to scout. That's like, that feels like a waste because I feel like if we send a small group of, even if they're pretty highly trained, they're not gonna make it.
I feel like
It was a
Well, that could also
miracle
be
That
a
that
could
he
be a
made it.
one shot.
That could be a good use of your people too.
Oh yeah,
We should be writing down a one-shot
a
list.
one shot list. You got it.
I don't
I
even
got
know
that
who this
list.
person is.
Because I have my list of boys. Well, they could be girls too, but
Yeah.
I want a one shot where we're playing as the refugees that are being transported, and we're just trying not to be shot.
We have no stats.
there's
Just
no
bring
weapons.
It's like no,
We have to
need
roll
just
to make sure
flat-
the
just-
food we
That'd
eat
be a
isn't
short
poisoned.
sentence.
I'm offended.
All right.
He goes, oh, we just roll like.
Dude, I wonder how it would go
Oh, I
if
caught
we did
dysentery.
if we did some one shots where some of your main characters were NPCs. To the one shot.
I was wondering about that with the.
That's how I assume.
Well,
one
our
of
NPC
the
bad things usually happen to people
sections.
around us.
Yeah.
So those NPCs are
Those NPCs should be like holograms.
So we might try and contact Reese with some delegation. Logan abandoned
For sure.
for sure, and we'll probably try and make a deal with him once we secure the forge, just because it's a good idea.
I want some xenotech.
Hey. Along with your team, I want you to create names for them, and I want you to have a buddy who's like your best friend who really helped you organize the refugees,
So
and
you can.
he's like he watches over them all, so he's like their main leader.
He's the goose to your map.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
That's his name now. Good job.
Thank you.
Goose.
New thing. We had locate patriarch on the list. Does that even fall in our
I don't
priority
even
at
care
the moment?
anymore.
I put a big old pause
It's
on
just
the-
not something that we could
Yes,
even
my hero.
possibly do.
Well, we
Yes,
talked
There's,
about
we have
if
no
we
means.
killed them, even if we found him and killed them, they just replace them.
Right.
It would definitely make a mess of things, but it's already too far gone, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think
that's
the
like
mass production of scanners comes first,
Yeah.
and then after that we can shoot person and head.
Every time I'm in
Someone
the
just
street,
shoot
I'm
them all.
hearing, yeah.
Last thing I had was, and maybe this is just something that Malin can do passively, was establishing contacts with the other Inquisitors on the planet.
Yes.
Why did we want that?
Because they have to do the whole judging thing of...
Oh, right.
Alvis.
You know
And
what?
I was supposed
And
to
they have
show
their own-
Malin the video.
We should
or
just send
whatever.
Alvis and his demon army into the most dangerous spot. And
That's what
just,
Why don't
That's
can
like
we?
his plan, I guess.
I
Malin.
mean,
Wait. Hold on.
Isn't his
Let's
plan to
pause.
take them to the ring?
What was that?
I figured Malin would be trying to... Or we had established contact with other Inquisitors on the planet. And
Why did
I
you
was
want
like,
that?
Because we needed to get...
You were concerned about Alvis.
Approval about
Alvis's,
Alvis.
like,
and
a peer group that can judge him.
Oh, okay. Malin says,
I thought there was just 2 Inquisitors here. I thought it was just Alvis and Malin.
No, there's
No.
at least Inquisitor Dragos out there.
yeah, Drogos.
I spelled that wrong.
who's to
Drogus.
say that we don't? Because my character doesn't even care who Alvis is. Who's to say we don't use this Alvis to help us?
Well,
He's too smart for that.
I don't. My character at this point
Yeah.
has no connection to Alvis whatsoever.
Right.
Like, if we have an Inquisitor, why don't we not put him to use?
His idea
He
of
is
use is what's made this planet garbage.
he is infected by demon.
Technically, it actually had very little impact.
Yeah.
That's
Other than getting rid of the.
like all things said and done,
He does have a weird army of demon hosts around, but I don't know what he's actually done.
I mean, why not fight fire with fire? Why not convince him to go attack something?
I think he's just a big liability, is the problem.
He is
Logically,
no
you
longer
can get.
trustworthy.
Thaddeus said, well, he is still willing to work with us, too.
He's-
Not that
he's-
I want to, but remember his request.
He just doesn't recognize friend from foe. So we could point him in a direction and him and his crazy army would probably kill everything, but they'd probably kill some of our people too.
This, because he doesn't have a connection to Alvis either.
I'm not against the idea, and I think that's already his intent. I just don't like a loose cannon out there
No,
with
I
an army
don't.
of demons.
Why
Yeah.
don't we not? Well, why don't we not find out where he is and
Well,
see if
that's
we
why we
can
had-
at least point him in a direction?
But I
Instead of-
told him I would burn him.
You,
I keep my
It
promises.
doesn't have to come from you. It can come from one.
No,
of the other.
I want to do that though.
I understand.
I also want him to do that.
He is
See?
going to be burned.
I hate Alvis.
Look, I do not
William
think
doesn't
we
really
can
care about
trust, even on the basis level, somebody who has been corrupted by demon.
That's fair.
Even better, we can have them destroy each other.
And he's rude.
he just kills you willy nilly.
Let's put this Alvis thing
Yes.
back on the back burner.
Yeah, it is. It's the
Okay.
All right, that's my list.
Malin goes, well, why would you want to put that on the back burner? Because you were very concerned about that earlier.
I mean, I'd rather see it done, but it does seem like we have a lot to do. That
Well,
we're on stage planet.
so it seems to me, yes, more important to help the planet. But you also have to find Alvis. And the thing is, from what you've told me, he did stuff to the Flux. So if you can figure out the area of effect on that, you'll probably have a better idea on how to zone in on him.
Yeah.
Well, we had the idea that
Other
it would be.
facilities that haven't been turned off.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be around those.
But the thing is, if you're wanting to put him on the back burner, but you're also wanting to focus on these other goals, especially knowing he's given you another assignment, from what I know with Alvis, if you ignore that,
He'll find us.
he'll find out and then find you.
What was assignment again?
Go down to the depths.
Which we are doing.
And
Do something with
We
the
also-
actual Necron.
And we also needed
Blackstone.
to share with him everything that we had learned thus far.
Didn't we destroy Pin so he could no longer track us?
100%.
Yeah.
Would that
Oh,
alone
that's
be
good.
something? Would that alone be something of which he is?
Can the other
Yeah,
Inquisitor
that would
get
probably
a
piss
hold
him
of
off.
Yes.
But
That's
that doesn't mean you're not doing stuff for him.
Mm.
It also doesn't mean that we're not
not doing stuff?
that we're not easy to find.
Mm.
I wonder if you'd be willing to just come meet with the other Inquisitors like a nice, polite gentleman and have
Or
a
just
fair
even-
trial.
Also, is
Can
it only
any of
one
you-
person here at Acolyte? Sorry.
I'm sorry. Like,
I'm an acolyte.
yeah, they're both acolytes.
Both of them are.
But-
You're right.
The thing is, like,
Of-
can any of the
of
other Inquisitors
Alvis.
get a hold of
Oh.
him? Like, can they get in contact with him? I'm not saying.
You could send messages to Alvis, like he's got communication.
He leaves you
Yeah,
on
they're
red,
just-
though.
He leaves him as seen.
Oh.
I'm telling Mom.
Well,
That's all I got.
Malon's right though. If we just kind of leave Alvis's offer alone, he's going to assume that our answer was screw you.
Let's send him a
And-
message then and tell him that we're going to the depths.
Or we
That's
could
true.
send message. Screw you.
We're going to the
Little more.
He has a lot more ability to kill us than we do to kill him.
So
and
then-
we should stop underestimating him.
I don't want to be in the depths and then get jumped by a bunch of demon hosts.
Yeah, that sounds not
Very bad.
ideal.
We're already dealing
'Cause
with biological.
The
Whatever.
other Inquisitor
Especially if they spread to the people in the depths. We don't need
Malin?
mutants.
I don't know why I can't remember names right now.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Because Inquisitor Malin wasn't like 100% horrified when he heard about the Demon Host army.
He was
It's almost like it's
surprised.
not.
He was not happy.
Mhm.
He was like, but it almost seems like he's like, oh, it's happening again, kind of thing. Because it kind of sometimes.
I think
does.
it's like one of those things where, like, if your kid pooped his pants and then you're like, oh, gross. And then he was like, oh, and I peed. You're like, well, that's not good, but the poop. So much worse.
What?
I'm serious.
That was our
Wait, which one's which?
The poop is the
Gene
the-
Stealers and the
yeah.
Necrons, and the P is Alvis.
Okay. I see.
Well,
I got it.
Yeah.
well, here's the thing, because he's known Alvis has done radical stuff, but the scale
Yeah.
of what he's
Right.
done has been like, oh, that's not good. That
So
needs to be
with-
dealt with.
would that would that
There's
be
no doubt.
a way
Being like,
like so he wouldn't help, he wouldn't accept Alvis's help with anything, or is it
Oh, Alvis isn't trying to help anybody.
no?
Alvis is concerned about Alvis.
he's looking
Yeah.
out for number one.
Alvis is concerned about
Like-
closing the warp rift, but mostly
Yeah.
it's become personal, and now he's just
Yeah.
trying to fight a vendetta.
Yeah.
But also,
Yes, too, because most of
he's
his allies
like-
are dead.
Against space.
well, and also he's got kind of an injury
Yeah.
that was inflicted upon him by a demon, and so that's driving him slowly mad.
This is one of those things where I was just not here for that. So
Little
I
punk boy.
wonder.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that's what I remembered about it, too.
Is that something that
South
Malin
boy.
could look into or take charge of? Because it is a concern for him as an Inquisitor, isn't it? Isn't it?
Are you saying that in game?
Yes. I'm asking.
Malon's like, yeah. there is, unfortunately, a lot more on my plate than what I would prefer to handle a concern like this.
Mhm.
Plus, as he is your Inquisitor, I think that you should hold like a small council. You should issue judgment in some way. You're gonna need to handle this.
Yeah.
We can pass judgment over our Inquisitor?
No, but if you have a small council with some other Inquisitors,
Okay.
you should be able to receive the authority and essentially ascend to the mantle, because that'll be what happens. Because
So
if you were
this is why
to
we
kill your
should contact other
Inquisitor
Inquisitors.
We're
and
done.
secede from the Inquisition, they will just kill you.
Right.
But if you
Which
get the Inquisitor,
Inquisitor would you recommend
We need multiple, right?
talking to first?
Well,
Is there an Inquisitor that you would recommend talking to first who would most likely support our
Endeavor.
cause in this? Yes, endeavor.
Yeah, you're gonna want to talk to Inquisitor Drogos.
Okay.
I know he is actually kind of scary, but because of himself, he does not like. He doesn't stand for
Demonic heresy.
heresy. I think he. Let me just read this.
I also think I don't.
Maybe he does stand.
I'm not
for
sure,
heresy.
though.
Oh yeah. Oh, he is so terrifying.
Oh gosh, no.
Out of game, I based his character on Handsome Jack, and then the
no.
captain from Pan's Labyrinth.
Why would you do
Oh,
that?
Oh no!
What the heck?
I needed.
I
He,
can't get that wine.
yeah,
bottle
he's
right now.
cold,
Yes.
humorous, but cruel, and a drunk.
I love Handsome Jack though. I'll get along with him so well.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's scary.
All I remember from the Pan's Labyrinth is the bottle scene.
That's what I said. I was like, I can't get.
Hands
Yeah,
Labyrinth,
I know.
right?
That's
Yeah.
exactly why I did that. So actually, the last thing that I heard about Drogos was he was trying to find. He was trying to find the planet's astropath. Actually, he was cutting a swath through the Lux Arbor region.
That's awkward.
So maybe don't mention that when you
Or
go
we
to
can
talk
mention
to him.
that I temporarily saved.
No, we're just gonna not talk about being there.
How
at all.
about this? If you're gonna go talk to him, make sure you've already talked to the Firebrands.
Okay.
Maybe I should
Or-
just get off the planet when we talk.
It also might just be good to talk to him before, because you're gonna go send a message out.
Mm.
So I'll let y'all juggle that.
This is smart.
Are you ready for this?
You are smart.
This is my thoughts. All right. We go to the Firebrands. Then we get someone to
Okay.
contact Dragos for us, and if they can contact him pretty quick, perfect. If not, we just go to our basement, and then we come back, and hopefully they've had time to send a message to him about our
When you're-
rebellious Inquisitor.
You're gonna try and get Firebrands on the surface, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many Firebrands are there?
10 million.
On the ship or overall?
Like, there's just one ship, right? How big
Is
is
there
the ship?
just one ship?
There's just
Oh,
one ship
in
this
the area.
sector.
Well, there's a Firebrand fleet, but there's one ship in the sector.
I'm saying it's like
You're probably looking at like 400,000. But that includes staff of the ship, so
Mhm.
realistically probably
How many
300, 250,000.
So, Joss to Malin.
Just a melon,
um,
just like a hot dog in a bun.
so with this Alvis situation, if we have to go in this kind of roundabout order, how would you recommend handling Alvis in the meantime before we get this council together?
What do you? So what are you referring to when you say handle him?
Well, he had given us a task, and as we've
Just, I
discussed,
quit, like, every
if we just
15
ignore
minutes.
it, and he knows that my rosette is destroyed, etc., like, he's gonna be upset.
I would recommend putting teams together to not hunt him, but if you can get like Firebrands on your back or something to just individually go through and try to hunt down demon hosts,
Ooh.
that could be extremely beneficial. But you said there's hundreds?
Of demon house?
Yes.
Yes, like that.
Yeah, but if you can get little 5-man squads of firebrands going around killing demon house, I'm sure they'd love that.
Because then that would provide us with a little bit more protection. Because that's
Mhm.
going to be his main resource. I
Yeah.
guess. Okay.
I want to pause the session and go out of game. William,
Hi.
you asked about servo skulls being able to sense, or no, you asked about the psychic power sense presence being able to sense servo skulls.
Yeah.
I was curious if you wanted to go into that.
I just had one vague plan when it came to Alvis specifically. I literally just thought we should attach a bunch of explosives to servo skulls and sneak up on it.
Not just any explosives, psi explosives.
Yeah, we've got to be smart about it because he can
Subplosives.
escape with Helena
Explosives.
at any time.
Well, that's
Explosives.
the other thing is if that psychic sensey thing has a range of like less than 200 meters, we can kill her from further than that. Kill her first, he's stuck.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Range is generally
person.
limited to 50 meters. Not that I would know because I do not have psychic powers.
I was gonna say, I think in the power for the friggin' sense presence or whatever, I don't think it can sense because there's a separate power for sensing mechanical things. So if it's just a skull,
I have an idea.
Can shoot from a long
Do we have
distance.
anything? Do we have anything that has the genetic material of
Please don't
Alvis?
tap that.
Oh, sorry. Of
No
either
worries.
Alvis or is it
Helena.
Helena?
No.
Do we have anything?
Well, I have ashes of Titus.
We did keep those.
So if
Okay, look, because I just got this idea. Because from his idea with the gene stealers,
Do some like
If we-
scanny stuff.
if you are able to find the genetic material that is similar,
Whoa, where's my
if there's any genetic material left, or if we have any sort of like a strand of hair or anything, right? We can put that into the spectrum, into the Auspic scanners that Tanner's character created, and then we could find Elena or Alvis based off of, because if you
Orbital
attach
scanning.
orbital scanning or even like put them on servo skulls and send them around the planet where they're looking around.
Don't know if we have anything though.
no, just Titus ash. If we could
Well,
extrapolate from that
so
to
that Helena-
this is
Yeah, that would-
sibling, which means 50% match.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then we could go boom, boom, boom.
because even if you could get
I heard it.
even if you could get a 50% match on like just basic genetic material for Lena, then like even if there was
Any Titus
100
clones?
different locations, that still narrows it down significantly.
Okay. Would you like Titus ash now or later?
He's not with us.
Yeah.
I want to pause real quick.
Yep.
It is 9:05.
Mhm.
What are we looking like for everybody?
I can go like 20.
I have no life, so.
What about you, Tanner?
Yeah.
Don't let us pressure you. What do you need? Seriously.
Oh yeah, because you have to wake up.
Like, I could do like another 5 or 10 minutes.
Alright.
You have any mattress? So I
Okay.
just want to go to sleep.
It's like all I've been wanting to do all day is sleep.
Here is what I think, and then tell me your opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to dedicate 2 full sessions to planning.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't have to, if we need to, totally fine. And this has been actually, I feel like, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, for the scale of what we're dealing with,
It needs.
it needed to be done. We also started way late, so this is a short session anyway.
Yeah.
That being said, I think we have 2 options, and so we could do this offline in Messenger. I don't really want to do that, just because I know everybody's got their schedules, and I don't want ideas being developed without everybody participating.
Mm-hmm.
That is an option. Or you just go ahead and end the session now, and I've taken great notes, and I think other people have taken great notes, and that's fine. Yeah, we could just pick up and do a good recap and just continue, if that is fine too.
I feel like we got basically everything planned.
Mm-hmm.
There are some things that maybe need some details ironed out, but I feel
Now it's just logistics.
yeah.
Because what I had, so we had the firebrands. We wrapped that up. We wrapped up scanner production.
Mm-hmm.
Thaddeus is going to help get communication to the devs. Cassix wants you to get the vaults and link up with Mirari. Reese, we're going to put out like some fillers for that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Which we could get your
One
help
shot
from
into the depths.
from your friends from the refugee quarter. You're going to bring 1,000 Skitari to the refugee quarter, and you guys are hoping to relieve Cascade and Ava from the depths.
So they can work with the
And Talia
nobles.
from the depths, so they can work
Yeah.
with the nobles. You're going to drop the Patriarch for now,
Yeah.
or the Primarch.
Patriarch.
Yeah, you're going to drop the Primarch.
some
Patriarch, dang it.
Patriarch. Like, what Primarch are we talking about?
And then you're going to talk with Inquisitor Drogos. So I want to know an order of operations, and then we can actually just go ahead and wrap that up and then really play next session.
I think
Firebrands.
Firebrands
Hang on,
first.
hang on.
Sorry.
Firebrands for me and Crisis,
Yeah.
though.
We may go to Drogos because he wants to communicate something to an astropath.
Mm.
We might do that first and then Firebrands, if we can get a good read on where he is. But if we can't, we'll just do Firebrands and then.
So one is Firebrands or Drogos.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. It's going to the refugee quarter,
Is it?
Oh.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because
that's why I thought
because you
initially
guys
we were
have
gonna
to
split this
you guys
job
have to
up.
set that up, and Thaddeus is going to separate.
Well, that's why I thought we were going to split this
I
job
thought-
up. Is some people are going to go start the refugee because that's going to take its own little bit of delegation.
So you're going to split the party?
Well, that's why I was wondering in game how long it would probably take for us to contact the Firebrands. Because I was like, if we just have to get out of orbit.
You're gonna, if you don't want to split the party,
Mm-hmm.
which I would recommend not splitting the party.
Right.
Yeah.
But also do what you want. If you hit the refugee quarter up and do that, then because Thaddeus will break away and that'll be like a party split. But you'll be able to pick him up, and then you guys can do the Firebrand thing, which would also get you both acquainted. Well, actually, you three acquainted with the Firebrands, which could be beneficial.
Yeah.
And then we can do some narrative time, get the Firebrand stuff knocked out, come back, and go from there to whatever step
Okay.
4 is. So yeah, that's,
Okay.
Really, the order should be let's see if we can contact Drogos, then go to the refugee camp. Hopefully, maybe we got the message out to him by the time it's time to like start.
Yeah. I was going to say just along those lines, like see if we can contact him. If we can't while we're down in the refugee camp, we'll try and have some like people see if they can contact him. And if we come back up and we still haven't contacted him, we'll just go to the Firebrands.
Yeah.
okay, and then is step 3 going ahead and doing the depths?
That will happen with Thaddeus tells us he has connection, right?
Well,
was the
okay,
plan.
right, yeah.
But I think like we don't really have anything to do other than those two things, so we just wait until Thaddeus gave us
Well,
the go-ahead.
we would need his go ahead, but that would still naturally be our next
Step
move.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have to go.
Well, and
look
actually,
for
if
stuff.
you get back, well, and maybe you can delegate this too, but you're gonna want to start connecting. Oh, no, you are gonna want to go to the depths too, like as soon as that's ready,
Yeah.
because you need the sororities to start doing
that.
polity.
And we need
So
to
step
meet up
step
with
Oh,
4 is
Mirari.
Mirari.
Did we need?
That
She's
will
at the
happen
refugee camp.
refugee
That happens at the refugee camp.
Did
so it
we
won't be a
need
problem.
to
Sorry.
connect with Logan and Logan specifically prior to going down to the depths?
Can we do that while
Because
we're
we
contacting the Firebrand?
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
And then let's set up to send him some of the first scanners.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I wanted. Well, we talked about him helping.
And maybe we could send him some
Cascade.
firebrands, or see if he could just be like, "Hey, here's these firebrands who will purge all
Well,
these bad people."
I bet he's already got.
Maybe.
Plenty.
More friends is always.
But are they religious fanatics that
Ooh,
won't cost
those
his
friends
own
are less fun.
It
bodyguards?
depends on how many
Excuse me?
firebrands we
Mm.
have.
Okay.
But yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and then
Those friends are less fun.
I guess at that point,
Scary.
Their garments
You'd
go all
probably
the way to my
wanna-
ankles.
I guess step 5 then,
Tendrils.
like after you have all your chess pieces in their places, you're probably
Mm.
going to want to have your council with the Inquisitors.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess council before depths. And then depths?
Let's do
Well, it
depths
depends.
first.
Oh, I guess,
No,
yeah.
you would need,
Because we also count.
I guess I was thinking that because depths might take so long, but yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's a count, but we're doing a favor for Magos Cassix, and he's like the head mechanic of this entire planet. That may not count
Of his
much.
house.
Oh,
And he's a ruling member on the council. Like he's the acting like.
that matters a lot for the nobility aspects, but also that must have a little bit of sway when it comes to this inquisitorial process. Maybe.
but
Maybe.
if we contact Drogos before
Yeah,
we leave, then he might be able to kind of take
that's what I'm kind of
charge
hoping.
on that if he's upset enough about what Alvis is doing.
That's what I'm hoping is we contact him first, and hopefully by the time we're done with the firebrands and the rogue trader stuff,
There might be some
We can-
delegation.
Oh, you know
for
what?
that.
I do want to add some in game, but I'm not going to go through the dialogue of it.
Mhm.
Cassix is showing concern about every poor reference to Alvis, and
'Cause they're
he
friends.
wants to talk more about that.
Oh,
they're close.
I forgot that they were good pals.
When you say poor reference, is it because they're saying like,
Bad
oh, he's
things
a
about
bad
him.
person, or is it because
Well-
they're saying, hey, he's consorting with demons?
Just all of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't like what he's hearing about Alvis, and it's also troubling him that
We
as
want
far as
to
like an
be
acolyte
council.
team, you're not in full support of your Inquisitor.
I am not Acolyte.
That's true.
I
ain't
It's
no acolyte
technically
either.
me,
Can kiss my
and he's like an old acolyte.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Although if
true.
he was
Well,
killed,
and
does he
really-
technically still count as an acolyte?
Oh,
That's my termination letter.
You have the
Let that
scum
guy
payroll, so maybe not. Okay, I feel good about this. Do you all feel
Yep.
good about that?
that's
Good
Is
about
Sounds
there
good.
any final thoughts?
The only thing I was going
No.
to ask is, did anyone else have ideas for the one-shot list stuff? Because I
Oh.
have two.
Oh, we'll do that later.
Do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that
that
later.
that can be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
We could do that online, right?
Yeah, we can do that through Messenger. And I have a couple ideas too already.
Nice.
Okay, so that will end session 60. More of a planning session, guys, but I feel really good about that.
Yeah.
You guys now, like, I don't know if you realize this, but you've planned out the rest of your time playing Dark Heresy.
Yay!
Wow.
And
Uh-oh.
potentially, depending on how it goes, well into Ascension. So,
Ooh.
bravo.
Yay!
We did it!
I'm tired. My brain was
Yeah,
doing a
that
lot
was-
of
oof.
thinking. I will award everybody 200 XP. I'm not going to do
Roleplaying.
MV. Well, I don't know. Do we want to do MVPs?
We didn't do it last time.
Yeah.
Well, last time was also my
yeah, last
planning.
time I was like this.
Someone's about to get like 800 XP after all this is done.
Here's the thing we
Who
do.
asked the best questions?
Me, I did.
False.
All right. We'll go ahead and end it. We'll call it. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you had a good set of holidays, and we didn't really talk about that, which is fine. But yeah, we'll see you for session 61.
Awesome.